Hello. The first thing I want to say before I get started is that I'm a little sick and I can't seem to get through this without coughing, so I do apologize. And I'll try to make it through. The topic I chose for my research project is teaching strategies in the elementary general music classroom. I chose this topic because of my own personal experience. The majority of my teaching experience is in instrumental music, and my undergraduate education was geared toward being a band director. And now I find myself in the elementary music classroom, which can have its own challenges. But on top of that, I am creating my own units and completely on my own, really creating my own curriculum. And I started to get very curious about how many other elementary music teachers are creating their own curriculum with little or no guidance. So I decided that is the basis basically behind this research proposal. And I also wanted to use this as a way to gain some sources for myself. What are other people using? Where are they getting their ideas from? Where are they getting their activities from? What strategies are they using and why? And the purpose of this study is to communicate with elementary general music teachers on what teaching strategies and approaches they use for instruction in their music programs in the United States of America. Now, at first, I was going to limit this to Kentucky, and one of the things I discovered when I was digging online for more ideas and for more resources and for more activities, I found that there are several general music groups on various social media outlets. And there are groups that you have to be approved to get into, although I'm not sure that is a difficult thing to have, but you do have to be approved. But these groups are very active. People are commenting back and forth and offering ideas and sharing ideas every single day. And because it's so active and because there are so many people from across the country and even some that are, I believe, probably outside of the United States, who are on this social media group, I was very curious to include them and see what they use and what they have to say, what their answers would be for this survey. So that's why I decided to expand the subjects. One of the purposes of this study is to gain insight into what teaching strategies are most effective. And I want to do that by seeing a correlation between years of experience and what's most used. With the idea being that if it's not an effective teaching strategy, and then why are, more than half of the teachers that responded to the survey using it? I would like to begin to build a resource bank for instrumental music teachers with little to no elementary general music experience, something that they can draw upon if they too find themselves in this situation. And I would also like to do this for personal research. Some of my research questions are: what curriculum or resources are elementary general music teachers using? What teaching strategies and activities do they find most successful? And what are the biggest suggestions for success from seasoned elementary music teachers? The subjects for my survey will be offered a chance to participate in the survey because they're in one of two things. They are, number one, listed in the KMEA listserv for elementary general music teachers, or they are a member of the general music group on social media that I'm involved in. These subjects are random, and the only requirement they must meet is to be a current or previous elementary music teacher. The procedures will be a short survey that will be constructed on the Qualtrics survey program. The survey will be distributed into two forms, either an email from the KMEA listserv or a link that will be posted to the social media outlet. The questions were designed to obtain data related to the research questions. They will include multiple choice as well as a few short answer questions. The survey will be active for 1 week and participation will be voluntary. Subjects will be asked several things. They will be asked how many years of teaching experience they have in the classroom. Subjects will be asked if they use one of the common strategies such as Kodai and ORF in their classroom, and if so, do they hold certification in these areas? On the other side of that, I'm very curious to see how many people are using Kodai and ORF in their classrooms that do not have a certification, such as myself. Subjects will be asked which curriculum they use to teach general music. They will also be asked what other sources do they find helpful in their planning, and how much of their units and curriculums do they create on their own. Since I have yet to send out the survey and I don't have the results to discuss, I thought it would be nice to do an expected outcome. This is just my hypothesis of what I expect to see from the results. I kind of expect that some portion of them, and I think that a large portion of them will have some level of certification in Kodai and ORF. I don't think many of them will have a mastery level or one of the advanced levels. Now, there's only 3 for Kodai. But I think that a majority of them, and I said more than half, will have at least a level 1. So I think a lot of them will have some type of certification in that. A majority of the subjects will create their own curriculum with supplemental materials that come from a large variety of sources. And again, this is drawing from my personal experience. I have a feeling and I have an expectation that the majority of these people are creating these curriculums just like I am, using supplemental materials from many sources. Now, I like to I wouldn't want to do a cookie cutter curriculum anyway. I like the idea of, creating it based on my students and my teaching style. But I'm curious to the sources that they get their ideas from. So I'm hoping to gain information of sources that other teachers from across the country and in Kentucky find helpful in their planning.